Hey, the King of Connecticut here. And with this huge Valuetainment special that's coming up with Rudy Giuliani and Chaz Palminteri and Sammy Gravano and Michael Franzese, people have asked me, what do you think? What's the difference between Michael Franzese and Sammy the Gravano? And I'll tell you, it's like night and day. First of all, Michael Franzese, he's a fantastic broadcaster, and I admire him as a broadcaster myself. He's very smooth, great interviewer, great podcast. He interviews celebrities. He's not just wrapped up with all these folks that are obsessed with Cosa Nostra and the mob genre. He's had Ed O'Neill on his show. He's had Rudy Giuliani on his show. He's had a number of folks, Chaz Palminteri, a number of actors on his show. Great broadcaster. And Michael Franzese never got a day reduced from his sentence for testifying. He was already in prison. He only had 17 months left, didn't get anything reduced. He got strong-armed and he got subpoenaed to testify against a guy named Norby Walker. Okay, he didn't take a deal to get his sentence reduced. Norby Walker never served one day in prison. He actually was killed. And Michael told Norby, just take their plea. Totally different scenario. When you get subpoenaed to testify, you have to go in there and testify. And all he said was that when he was asked, he answered honestly that Norby was involved with him and the Colombo family. Okay, didn't get a day reduced from his sentence. No one did a day in jail because of anything Michael Franzese said. Sammy the Gravano is the biggest scumbag rack in Cosa Nostra history. I mean, tell me someone who's bigger. People think he testified against Gotti. He had to give up Gotti. Yeah, he gave up John Gotti, and now he's insulting the press conference I did with Johnny Elite, and he's trying to defend the Gotti family. I mean, if I was Gotti the Third, we're trying to get a fight with Phil Baroni, I would tell him to go fuck himself. He put his grandfather in prison, but he also put over 60 guys in prison, okay, to save his own ass. And then he couldn't keep himself out of trouble. He had nothing to do with Cosa Nostra. Once he testified, nothing to do with the Gambino family. Like I said, he's a complete laughingstock. He's a complete embarrassment. Anyone who questions that doesn't know anything about what's actually going on. They're all just a bunch of mob marks. And he did this ecstasy ring, and he implicated his own children, got his own children involved. Again, that had nothing to do with Cosa Nostra, nothing to do with the mob. That was just his scumbag move himself, and he got caught, and he went back to prison. And then he comes out and he tries to act like a tough guy. I'd snap his neck with these two fingers. And I could easily have broken him in half without breaking a sweat when he was in his prime. He's a little midget with a Napoleon complex. He's a punk. He's an old geezer punk. And like I say, Michael Franzese, someone that I respect. So it's a King of Connecticut, telling it like it is. That's what you get on Mob Chats. You don't get all this whiny, long-winded stuff. I tell it like it is.